All right, we are going to start with this reading test, and the title is Impact of Climate Change in Butterflies on Butterflies in Britain. Now, climate change, it's all about global warming. So, what is the impact of climate change on butterflies in England? I mean, English butterflies, not local butterflies. Okay. So, what is the impact? Their population, are they growing? There are different species. So, what is the impact of warm weather on butterflies? So, we have all these things here in this passage. You can see passage is not labeled. There is no A, B, C, D. What does it mean? It means there will be all type A questions. Type A means where questions and answers are in order. As you read on, you will find the next answers, okay? Now we come to questions. Questions 1 to 6, true, false, not given. Questions 7 to 13, one word only. Where should we start from? No, we start from true, false, not given. I'm a teacher, okay? So that's fine, no problem. We start from true, false, not given. But for you, I advise you to start with one word only, and then you can come back to true, false, not given. By the way, it's the same. True, false, not given is also like type A questions where you can find all the answers in order, so it doesn't matter. Now, please be attentive. There are 6 questions of true, false, not given, and through these 6 questions, I will tell you how to understand whether the answer is going to be true, false, or not given. Question number 1. 40 years ago, there were fewer butterflies in Britain than present. Now listen, 40 years ago, there were fewer butterflies, means there were few butterflies, and now there are more butterflies. So if at present there are more butterflies than 40 years ago, answer is true. And if now there are fewer butterflies than 40 years ago, means 40 years ago there were many butterflies, but now there are fewer, answer is false. And if they don't tell us, if they don't give us this comparison of 40 years, like 40 years before, fewer or more, if they don't tell us, then the answer will be not given. Now we come back, look for the word 40 years. 40 years. First paragraph, exactly. I'm going to read it from first line. According to conservationists, populations of around 2/3 of butterfly species have declined. Populations have declined in Britain over the past 40 years. Now, over the past 40 years, population declined. It means now there are fewer butterflies than the past. And what is the question? 40 years ago, there were fewer butterflies in Britain than present. Answer is false, because 40 years ago, there were more butterflies than present. That is why this answer is false. All right. Question number 2, caterpillars. Caterpillar is one stage of butterfly. It turns into a caterpillar. Caterpillars are eaten by a number of different predators. For different predators, they will say birds, sparrow, crow, and all that. Now we come back and look for the word caterpillar. Well done. First paragraph, and we have the word caterpillar in 4th line. Now what are we going to do? We are going to see if caterpillars are eaten by a number of different predators. Answer is true. If it isn't like that, answer is false and otherwise not given. So first paragraph, 4th line. I'm going to read it from there. Develop into caterpillar, and these insects, which are the second stage. What do they mean by these insects? Caterpillars, exactly. Second stage in a new butterfly's life cycle, consume vast quantities of plant material. Who consume? Caterpillars consume. And in turn act as prey. Now prey means hunt. They act as prey for birds as well as bats. Now what are their predators? Birds as well as bat. What's the question? Caterpillars are eaten by a number of different predators. And what are those number of different predators? Birds as well as bats. So the right answer is true. Well done. All good? Yeah? Good job. Question number 3. Phenology. and there is the inverted comma. Phenology is a term used to describe creatures' ability to alter the location, underline the word location, alter location of a life cycle event. Now, if phenology is a term which is used to describe the creature's ability to alter means to change the location of a life cycle event, answer is true. If it is to alter something else, not location, then the answer is false. And if they don't tell us to alter something or not, then it is not given. Now we come back, look for this phenology. Well done. And you noticed one? All right, now we've got question number 3. Phenology is a term used to describe creatures' ability to alter the location of a life cycle event. So third paragraph, and we've got the word phenology there. Remember, whenever you find a word, don't read from there onwards. You need to come back and see where is the last full stop. Sometimes you read from the last full stop and you don't understand. Then go back one sentence more. Right? Sometimes answer is all before the word, sometimes it is after the word. So I'm reading it from second paragraph, fourth line after full stop. One of the main ways in which species are ensuring conditions suit them is by changing the time of year at which they are active and reproduce. So changing what? Time of year. Are they changing location? No. Let's read on. Changing the time of year at which they are active and produce, scientists refer to the timing of such life cycle events as phenology. Now, phenology is about timing. Is it about location? No. What's the answer? False. Have you got it? Why? Because in the question they have written location, and in the passage they have written timing. Question number 4. Some species of butterflies have a reduced lifespan due to spring temperature increases. Reduced lifespan means before it was 25 days, now it is 21 days. So if some species of butterflies have a reduced lifespan due to spring temperature increase, answer is true. If there is some other reason, answer is false, otherwise not given. Now we are going to look for spring temperature, lifespan and all that. Well done. Third paragraph, third line, there we can see temperature and all that. All right, so let's get started. They say here, I'm reading it from second line. Third paragraph, second line after full stop. In Britain, as the average spring temperature has increased by roughly 0.5 centigrade over the past 20 years, species have advanced by between 3 days and a week on average to keep in line with cooler temperature. Is this a sign that butterflies are well equipped to cope with climate change and readily adjust to new temperatures, or these populations under stress being dragged along unwilling by unnaturally fast changes? What's the question? Some species of butterflies have a reduced lifespan. Have they mentioned lifespan, reduced lifespan? Lifespan is the number of days a butterfly lives. So there is no information on that. That is why the answer is not given. Well done. Question number 5. There is a clear reason, underline clear reason. There is a clear reason for the adaptations. Adaptations means changes. There is a clear reason for the adaptations that butterflies are making to climate change. Now, if butterflies are making changes to climate change, and that is a clear reason, if the reason is clear, answer is true. Otherwise, false or not given. Same paragraph. Third paragraph, I'm reading it from third last line after question mark. Or are these populations, found it? Or are these populations under stress, being dragged along unwillingly by unnaturally fast changes? The answer is still unknown. Right? So what's the question? There is a clear reason. Answer is unknown. So what is the answer? False. In the passage, they say answer is unknown. In the question, they say the reason is clear. So reason is not clear. When the answer is unknown, how can the reason be clear? So question number 5, correct answer is false. And by the way, for reason, they have given 2 questions with the question mark. If you go back, you can see, is this a sign that butterflies are this? So these are the reasons. And they said answer is unknown, but a new study is seeking to answer these questions. So by far, the answer is unknown. Question number 6. The data used in study was taken from the work of amateur butterfly watchers. Now listen, they took the data, and amateur is like you and I. For example, if I love butterflies, I observe them. I have a little garden in my house. Butterflies come there and I just see them. So the data used in the study was taken from the work of amateur. Underline the word, work of amateur butterfly watchers. Amateur is a non-professional. For example, are you a professional cricketer? No, I'm an amateur. I'm an amateur means non-professional cricketer. One is professional. For example, professional singer. And second is amateur. You know, they say शौक के लिए गाता हूँ, right? Yeah. So it's that. Shock English, not SHOCK, shock. So let's see. Data used in study was taken from the work of amateur butterfly watchers. Look for the word data. Records. Exactly. 4th paragraph, for data they have used the word records. First, the researchers pulled together data from millions of records that had been submitted by butterfly enthusiasts. Now, what is butterfly enthusiast? Butterfly amateur watchers, enthusiasts, people who spend their free time observing the activities of different species. They are called enthusiasts, right? So what's the question? The question is, data used in the study was taken from the work of amateur butterfly watchers. What is the answer? True. For amateur butterfly watchers, they use the word submitted by butterfly enthusiasts, people who spend their free time observing the activities of different species. Okay. So question number 6, correct answer is true. Now we go on to questions 7 to 13. Complete the notes below. Choose one word only. And this word will come from the passage. Exactly the same word. Butterflies in the UK. Small blue. Look for small blue. Second page, second paragraph, and there is the word small blue in the third last line. So what do we call it? It is called location. And you know, by the time you reach this place, you're not going to read. In my evening class, one of the students said, "Sir, it takes a long time to reach that paragraph." I said, "Why?" He said, "I have to read everything." I said, "You don't have to read. You have to scan." So when you scan, you don't read. You say, okay, now this butterfly, small blue, small blue, small blue. And you're just going to find that. And if you read everything, you cannot complete IELTS reading in 1 hour. You need more time, okay? So if you read more, you confuse yourself. Read less, read smart, only read the part where there is the answer. First reach there and then start reading. Not out of frustration, you read everything, okay? Now, small blue is what? It's a butterfly. Lives in large. Underline the word large. Answer will come after the synonym of large. So we come back, second page, second paragraph, third line after full stop. For these species, what do they mean by these? They mention this small. For these species such as Britain's tiniest butterfly, the dainty small blue, whose colonies are up to 100 strong. What do they mean by 100 strong? Large, absolutely. 100 strong is large. What is the answer? Colonies. Technical question. Whose colonies are up to 100 strong? So up to 100 strong means colonies are up to 100. Okay, and 100 is large. So correct answer is colonies. Okay, question number 8. First appears. What first appears? Small blue, exactly. Small blue first appears at the start of dash. Now let's go back. Start off. Same line I'm reading after colonies are up to 100 strong. Some develop into butterflies early in spring. Well done. Develop into butterflies, that means appears, first appears. I mean, when they develop into a butterfly, it is their first appearance at the start of, and answer is spring. Spring is the season, okay, not the ones you watch. It's the other one, the real season. Next, there is no question. And the second one is high brown fertility. Now look for high brown. Okay, third paragraph. In third paragraph, we've got high brown fertility. So, has one reproductive cycle. High brown fertility is considered to be more dash than other species. What do they mean by other species? Other species of butterflies. More dash. So we come back. All right, I'm reading it from fifth last line. 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth last line. Third paragraph, second page, fifth last line. The beautiful high brown. Found it? Okay, now focus more what? The beautiful high brown fertility, often described as Britain's most endangered butterfly. What is the answer? Endangered. For most, they use the word more. And answer is endangered. And do you know what endangered is? Endangered species of animals, plants, which are few left and they're going to die out in the future. So correct answer is endangered. Question number 10. Its caterpillars occupy a limited range of dash. Limited range. So its caterpillars, what do they mean by its? High brown fritillary. So caterpillars occupy a limited range of something. Alright, I'm reading after endangered butterfly is in this group. Found it? Okay, after endangered butterfly is in this group. It is found only in occupied woodland and limestone pavement habitats. What is the answer? Habitats. What is the word for limited range? Limited range. Exactly. They said over here, it is found only. It is found only in where is that? Yeah, it is found only in coppiced woodland and limestone pavement. Now these are just limited places where they are found. So correct answer is habitats. What do they mean by habitat? A place to live for animal, for plants and all that. Habitat. And these words tend to repeat a lot in IELTS. Endangered, habitat, global warming, climate change and all that. After solving 8 to 10 tests, you'll be good. Next, silver studded blue. Where is silver studded blue? Second last paragraph. So, question number 11. Silver studded blue is already able to reproduce twice a year in warm areas of, now answer is going to be the location, warm areas of Pakistan, warm areas of Asia, like that. So please come back. Second last paragraph. All is not lost. However, many of Britain's single generation species show the capacity in continental Europe to add a second generation in years that are sufficiently warm. Now, what's the answer? Answer is in these two lines. Huh? Well done. All is not lost. However, many of Britain's single generation species show the capacity in continental Europe. What's the question? Is already able to reproduce twice a year in warm areas of Europe. And now where is warm areas? To add a second generation in years. Now what do they mean by second generation in years? Yes, that means reproduce twice. And where is warm? In years that are sufficiently warm. Now what do they mean by that? That, no, that are sufficiently warm. Now, what is warm? That is in continental Europe. These areas are warm. So, correct answer is Europe. Okay, last is White Admiral. Where is White Admiral? Last paragraph. Okay. White Admiral is found in dash areas of England. Simple. In dash areas of England. Okay, last paragraph, second line after full stop. The White Admiral of Southern England. White Admiral of Southern England. What does it mean? It is found in Southern England. So correct answer is Southern. Southern areas of England, Southern England. Both climate change and the dash of the caterpillar are possible. Two things. One is climate change, and second we will find. Alright, I'm reading it from third last line after 20 years. Found it? Okay. This may be because the caterpillar exists solely on a diet of a plant called honeysuckle, but it is also likely to be due to climate change. One is climate change, second is diet. Exactly. Correct answer is diet. One word is diet. Diet is wrong. Diet. Okay, like we say quite and quiet. Quiet is another word. Like you say, you are quite right. Second is keep quiet, quiet, quiet and quiet. Both are different, okay? Alright. Alright, we've got reading passage 2, and the topic is very interesting if you understand, otherwise very boring. Deep sea mining. We know mining already. In Pakistan, we have coal mines and salt mines and all that. Okay, deep sea mining, the meaning, the word actually expresses itself. They go to the deep sea and there they are doing some mining. Bacteria from the ocean floor can beat superbugs and cancer. Bacteria from the ocean floor. Ocean floor is also called seabed. Alright, so they can beat superbugs and cancer, but habitats are at risk from the hunger for marine minerals. Now, what is hunger for marine minerals? You want to take copper from there, you want to take gold from there, and all that. Passage is labeled A, B, C, D. What does it mean? Yes, we may have type B questions, and type B questions are just two. List of headings and which paragraph contains the following information, right? Now, let's take a look at questions 14 to 17. Which paragraph contains the following information? Should we start from here? Yes. Wow. Who said yes? Well done. Very good. You know why? These 4 questions need 4 full rounds of the passage. And these 4 questions are enough to boggle your mind if you have. So it can boggle your mind, and at the end you will guess. You will just guess, all 4 answers will be wrong. So these 4 questions need 4 rounds of the passage, which can be difficult when you don't understand the passage. Questions 18 to 23, matching. There is a list of people. You have to match with the statement. Should we start from here? No. Who said yeah? How do you start, okay? Those who are saying yes, they should start. Go on and then enjoy yourselves. And let me tell you one thing, wherever the answers are options A, B, C, D, you are likely to guess, right? Because you know A, B, C, D, anyone, so you can just guess there. So the questions like true, false, not given, and these multiple choice and all that, you are more likely to guess. And when the question type is one word only, there you are less likely to guess. Okay, so IELTS cannot be done by guessing only. Questions 24 to 26, complete the summary below. Choose one word only. How many questions? At least we can get 3 correct answers here, right? Now, the title is Mining the Sea Floor. Sea floor, seabed, okay, deep sea or anything like that. Now, we have to see where do they talk about mining the sea floor. Paragraph C, okay. Paragraph C. Yeah, they're talking about deep sea contains more nickel and mining and all that. Okay, and even if you don't get any hint from the title, it's a good idea to read the passage, this paragraph. Now, please follow me. Mining corporations. Yes, we have corporations here. Exactly. Paragraph C, second line after full stop, mining corporations. What does it mean? It means answers will come from here and you read on. Probably you can find all the answers in one or maximum two paragraphs. Okay. So, now we read the question. Mining corporations believe that the mineral resources lying under the sea may be superior to those found in the earth. They also say that these, what do they mean by these? Huh? Okay, these can be removed without producing much dash. Now just focus without producing much dash. So I'm reading second line. Paragraph C for cat, second line after full stop. Mining corporations argue that deep sea exploration could help diversify the supply of metals and point to the fact that demand for resources such as copper, aluminium, and cobalt for electric car batteries and other metals to power technology and smartphones is soaring. They say, what do they mean by they? Corporations, exactly, mining corporations. They say that deep sea mining could yield far superior ore to land mining with little, if any, waste. Little waste. Little waste or without producing much waste. So answer is waste. Got it? Little or the other word is with little if any waste, without producing much waste. Question number 25. The extraction is often done by adapting. Adapting means changing. Extraction means to extract something, nikalna, like that. The extraction is often done by adapting the dash that has already been used to work on land. Now we go back. I'm reading after waste. Adapting something which is used on land. So I'm reading different methods of extraction. Found it? Okay. Different methods of extraction exist, but most involve employing some form of converted machinery. Now what is converted? Adapted, or by adapting the dash that has already been used for work and land. What is the answer? Machinery. Adapting the machinery or converted machinery. Now converted and adapting, they are clue words. हाँ? Clear? भाई मुझे क्यों घूर के देख रहे हैं, राइट? आपके मुंह पे ये जब आंसर मिल जाए ना तो फिर इतने ऐसे होते हैं, ठीक है? ये फिर वो चेते वाला मुंह नहीं बनाना, ओके? ये all right, correct answer is machinery. Now the method of excavation involves removing the sea water, underline the word sea water, from the slurry को भी underline करें, that is brought up to ships and returning it to the seabed. However, concerned groups means environmental groups and all that. Concerned groups strongly believe that dash is necessary. For necessary, they use the word, it is important, crucial, or they urge something. So we come back. I'm reading the second last line. Can you see the word slurry? We read from here. The slurry is then dewatered and transferred to another vessel for shipping. Extracted seawater is pumped back down and discharged close to the sea floor. But environmental and legal groups, what do they mean by that? Concerned groups. Wow, now you understand, mashallah. Good job. Environmental and legal groups have urged caution. What is the answer? Urged caution. What does urge mean? Urge means is necessary. So urged caution means caution is necessary. Like one of the comedians of Pakistan says, ehtiyat zaruri hai. Yeah? Okay? So it's that caution is Necessary. So correct answer is caution. That's it. So we have completed all the passage. 26 answers are done. Now we go to third passage. All right. Now what to do? Now we should do this list of people, and then we can finally come to that one. Okay, now when we have list of people, remember questions and the passage, they are not in order, but this list of people in the passage, that is in order. So first I want you to find Professor Matt Upton. All right. Professor Matt Upton is in first paragraph. This Upton is same like they use on weddings, okay? Yeah. So found it? Just underline Professor Matt. Okay, now one thing. You may find Professor Matt Upton many times. So you need to see where do they give his statement. I don't know his or her. Anyways, we can check that later, right? So you need to see the statement. Now you can see, can you see the same paragraph Upton second time? Okay, in paragraph A, first line. In paragraph A, again, fourth last line. But Upton and other scientists, same paragraph. Underline that also. And then in paragraph B, second line, we have Upton. So these are the locations, okay? So there isn't single location. There can be 2 to 3 locations. After that, can you find Julie, Julian, and Pardeep? Sat Shri Akal, Pardeep. Yeah. So we have 3 people here. Julie, these names will come together. Okay, paragraph. B for boy. D for duck. Okay. Yes, we have paragraph D, and there we can see Julie Hunter, Julian, Agon, and Pardeep Singh. Okay, underline them as well. Now, one more location. Dr. John Copley. Paragraph E, John Copley. Now these names are coming in order, right? John Copley. Underline John Copley as well. And again, mainly you will see John Copley with inverted commas. Or they mention John Copley says, he argues, right? Look for colon and all that. Next we have Mike Johnston. F. Well done. Mike Johnston is in F. And what about Verena? That is also there. So these are actually the locations, and we have 2, 4, 6 questions. So you can easily do this now. Now what do we do? First we come to Professor Upton. Professor Upton. So in the beginning they introduced Upton, that he's a professor and all that. Now please come to paragraph A, fourth last line. But Upton and other scientists. Found it? Okay, let's read from here. But Upton and other scientists who view the deep ocean and its wealth of unique and undocumented species as a prospecting ground for new medicine. Now they see it for new medicine. Fear. Fear means they fear such potential will be lost. Now if we do the sea mining, the potential for medicine will be lost in the rush to exploit the deep seas, equally rich metal and mineral resources. He says equally rich. Like on earth also we've got equally rich and all that. So he's saying that the importance for new medicine and fear is that all these things will be lost. Now please come to questions. We read the questions carefully because we can find the answer through scanning as well. Question number 18. A move away from the exploration of heavily mined reserve on land is a good idea. Underline move away, heavily mined, on land, and good idea. You know what is move away? For example, Kyoda, where they had salt mining. Now they have left it. Now they have gone to other places in Kyoda. The mine that you visit, they don't extract salt from there anymore. So that is a move away from the exploration of heavily mined reserve on land is a good idea. Now this doesn't match there. We are looking for something medicine and destroy and all that. Question number 19. Negative effects of undersea exploration on local areas. Now underline negative effects, undersea exploration, local areas, and inhabitants. Inhabitants means people who live there. Question number 20. There are more worthwhile things to extract from the sea than minerals. And what are they? Medicine. He talked about that. Exactly. So, question number 20, correct answer is A. Have you found it? Yeah, they said there are more worthwhile things. What are those worthwhile things? New medicine. Now, new medicine is more worthwhile than the other stuff. So, question number 20, correct answer is A, and you have to cross number 20 also. Just put a little cross on number 20. Okay, we may read next questions, but we may read them later as well. Next, do we have, next we've got Julie Hunter. Now let's go back to Julie Hunter. Let's see where is Julie Hunter and all that. Okay, paragraph D for doctor. And we have this Julie Hunter and Pardeep Singh in the middle. Found it? Environmental sciences, Bremen argues. Okay. Now, we're going to read what they say. The authors say that. Now, who are the authors? These three people, they are the authors. The authors say that knowledge of the deep seabed remains extremely limited. Now, underline knowledge extremely limited. Now, inverted commas. The surface of the moon, Mars, and even Venus have all been mapped and studied in much greater detail, leading marine scientists to commonly remark that with respect to the deep sea, we don't yet know what we need to know. It means our knowledge is limited, we don't know much, we know more about Mars and Jupiter and other planets than our seas, what lies there. This is what they say. Now we keep this in mind, and we are going to come back. All right, can you do one thing? Please come to D, and we've got another sentence. Option D, and third line. Can you see inverted commas after full stop? Okay. Despite arising in the last half century, the new global gold rush of deep sea mining shares many features with past resource scrambles, including a general disregard for environmental and social impacts, and the marginalization of indigenous people and their rights. And then they talk about Julie and this and that and all that. So let's come back. Question number 18. Move away from exploration of heavily mined areas. Is it right or wrong? Not this one. 19. Negative effects of undersea exploration. No. 21. 20 is already used. Okay. Hey, just a second. Question number 19. Can you come back to it? Negative effects of undersea exploration on local areas and their inhabitants. Please come back. What do they say here? Julie Hunter and all that. The authors say that knowledge of the deep seabed, I'm reading from fourth last line, paragraph D, remains extremely limited. The surface of the moon, Mars, and even Venus have all been mapped and studied in the greater detail, leading marine scientists to commonly remark. No, it's not here. Yes, 2 lines above. Okay. Paragraph D for doctor, third line. Fourth line. The new global gold rush. Found it? Let's read from here. The new global gold rush of deep sea mining shares many features with past resource scrambles, including a general disregard for environmental and social impacts and the marginalization of indigenous peoples and their rights. A paper written by Julie Hunter and all that. So indigenous people and their rights. So which option is that? It's actually that. Negative effects of undersea exploration on local areas and their inhabitants. So question number 19, answer is B. Yes, it is, exactly. Please come to question number 22. More is, cross 19. You need to cross number 19 from the list. Question number 22. More is known about outer space than about what lies beneath the ocean. Where is that? Paragraph D, fourth last line. The surface of the moon, Mars, and even Venus have all been mapped. Mapped means we have the maps of them and studied in much greater detail. So that is, more is known about outer space than about what lies beneath the oceans. And if you read on, they say, leading marine scientists so commonly remark that with respect to the deep sea, we don't know yet what we need to know. Right? So question number 22, correct answer is B. Wow, we found two answers. So far, we have found three answers, 19, 20, and 22. Now, we will not read these questions. Next is Dr. John Copley. So, where is John Copley? Paragraph E. All right, let's read it. Okay, John Copley. Yeah, we've got his statement in the end. I'm reading paragraph E, third last line. The ocean significantly disturbing seafloor environments. The paper continues. On deep sea vents, scientists are clear, says Dr. John Copley of the National Oceanography Center, Southampton. We don't want mining on them. Right? What does he say? He says we don't want mining on them. And second, on deep sea vents, scientists are clear. Like we are clear and we don't want mining on them. Question number 23. There is one marine life habitat where experts agree mining should not take place. Okay, now please tell me what is the word for there is one marine life habitat. Now which is that marine life habitat? Deep sea vents. Within the sea, there are caves. They are called deep sea vents. If you see something like a documentary about sea, when they go down, there are some caves, big caves. These caves are called vents, V-E-N-T, vent. So, on deep sea vents, scientists are clear, right? And then he says, we don't want mining on them. Them means sea vents. So, question number 23, there is one marine life habitat, that is vents, where experts agree mining should not take place. Question number 23, correct answer is C. And we cross 23 as well. Alright, how many questions left? 2. And how many scientists? Lucky. Yeah, otherwise can be more. Next is Mike Johnston. Now we go back to Mike Johnston. F. Alright, okay, third line. Can you see inverted commas? So we just read from second line. Yes, we've got the first line as well. I'm reading paragraph F from the beginning. Oceans occupy around 70% of the planet and are relatively unexplored, says Mike Johnston, chief executive of this underwater exploration company. Now, it makes sense. We have inverted commas. It makes sense to explore this untapped potential. What is untapped potential? Sea floors, right? Untapped potential in an environmentally sustainable way instead of continually looking at the fast depleting land resources. Now he says instead of going to the land, we need to go for undersea mining in a environmentally friendly way. Okay, let's go back. Any question that matches? 18. A move away from the exploration of heavily mined reserves on land is a good idea. And what is that move away? Instead of earth, we should go to deep sea mining without causing any damage. So question number 18, correct answer is D. And we cross number 18 as well. Finally, one question and one person. So let's see. Verena Tunisliff. Yeah. So where is Verena? Exactly. Will you please come to 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth last line of paragraph F, where they start inverted comma. Mining will be. Found it? Okay. Mining will be the greatest assault on deep sea ecosystem. Assault means attack. Mining will be a greatest assault on deep sea ecosystem ever inflicted by human, according to hydrothermal vent expert. Wow, they're all experts in their fields, and there's a lot of debate in their country about environment and all that. So let's see. She says mining will be the greatest attack on deep sea ecosystem ever afflicted by human. So question number, we have no other option. Question number 21. No other form of human exploration will have such a destructive impact on marine life as deep sea mining. No other form of exploration. For that they said mining will be the greatest. When you say greatest, it means no other can do that. Right? So mining will be the greatest assault on deep sea ecosystem. For question number 21, no other form of human exploration will have such a destructive impact on marine life as deep sea mining. So 21, correct answer is E, and you will write all these answers in the same order. Now finally, we are quite familiar with the passage, so we try questions 14 to 17. Question number 14. Reference to rapidly increasing need for one raw material in the transport industry. Look here. Look for the words like car, automobiles, bus, and one raw material. They need one raw material for cars, buses, lorries, trucks, aeroplanes, and all that. Well done. Can you see the word electric, batteries, and other materials? And do we have the word car? Yeah, electric car batteries. So correct answer is paragraph C. And I'm going to read paragraph C from 4th line. Let's read it from 3rd line. Okay. So sea exploration could help diversify the supply of metals and point to the fact that demand for resources such as copper, aluminium, and cobalt. So what's the question? Reference to rapidly increasing need for one raw material. Now what material do we need for transport industry? Copper, aluminium, and cobalt for electric car batteries and other materials to power technology and smartphones is soaring. Okay, so out of copper, aluminium, cobalt, I'm confused about one thing. They said reference to rapidly increasing need for one raw material, but they mentioned 3. Yeah, so read on, see if you find any clarification. Yeah, that's it. So it's the same one. Okay. Now question number 15. Rough estimate of area of the earth covered by the ocean. We read somewhere 70% is this. Rough estimate. Paragraph F. See, this is the benefit of doing it at the end. So the ocean occupy around 70. Around means rough estimate. Well done. So question number 15, correct answer is F. Okay, question number 16. How a particular underwater habitat where minerals and organisms coexist is formed. In one paragraph, they would tell us how this underwater habitat where minerals and organisms exist, coexist means they live together, is formed. Come back. Just see, coexist, minerals and, okay, particular underwater habitat where minerals and organisms coexist. That is paragraph E. Okay, let's read from the beginning. Paragraph E. Scientific research, including a recent paper in Marine Policy Journal, has suggested the deep sea bed and hydrothermal vents which are created when seawater meets volcanic magma. So, which are created means how a particular underwater habitat where minerals and organisms coexist is formed. How it is formed? Which are created. Okay, how it is formed and which are created when seawater meets volcanic magma have crucial impacts upon biodiversity and the global climate. Okay, and if you read on next line, the mineral rich vents and their surrounds are also home to what? Many well known animals, including, and these are the names of animals, right? And then they talk about the other stuff, they coexist there, right? Okay, so question number 16, correct answer is E. Question number 17, reference to the fact that the countries of the world have yet to agree on rules for exploration of seabed. Countries of the world, look for something global, international, countries have to agree and all that. Global, paragraph D for doctor. We are reading it from second line. And unknown ramifications for the environment and for nearby. The global regulatory framework is not yet drafted. Global regulatory framework is not yet drafted. What does it mean? Countries of the world have yet to agree. Yet to agree means they have not drafted anything. So, whenever they use the word countries, look for global, international, and all that. Question number 17, correct answer is D. Yeah. Alright, now we've got unselfish gene. Haha, unselfish gene. Like they're going to talk about human genes, and one of them, there is a gene that makes us unselfish. Wow. Let's see. A psychologist gives his view on how humans became self-centered. Self-centered means selfish, right? When you say, what does it mean? It means you are selfish. Okay, psychologist gives his view on how humans became self-centered. So a psychologist has given a view in the centuries, when did human become self-centered? Like they would tell us about past human being, present human being, when did they become self-centered and all that. Passage is not labeled, good news. No label, okay? So we don't have list of headings, we don't have which paragraph contains the following and all that. Questions 27 to 30. Multiple choice questions. 31 to 35, one word only. 36 to 40, yes, no, not given. So where should we start from? It's a good idea to start from summary completion. There are 5 questions, and after that you can come to yes, no, not given, and at the end you can go to multiple choice questions. Okay. By the way, multiple choice questions are also type A, and sometimes when they come in part 3, they will even tell you the paragraph number. For example, question number 27, what is the writer doing in the first paragraph? So they tell us second paragraph, last, and all that. Okay, let's start from questions 31 to 35. Complete the summary below. Choose one word only from the passage for each answer. Contemporary hunter-gatherer societies. Bruce Connaught. Now let's go back and we look for Bruce Connaught. Bruce. Okay, title page, last paragraph, you will find the word Bruce. Connaught, they have mentioned Connaught. Actually, you know, when they have 2 names, so you can look for surname or first name. Bruce Connaught. Sometimes they may use only Bruce, sometimes only Connaught. So this Connaught is there. Or Bruce Connaught. Okay, now we read the question. Bruce Connaught. Bruce Connaught's research shows that contemporary hunter-gatherer societies tend to exhibit a high level of dash, underline high level of dash, in all areas of life. Now, high level of what? As we are discussing about selfishness and all that, high level of something. So please come to last paragraph. I'm reading it from third line. Bruce Nauft has remarked hunter-gatherers are characterized by extreme political and sexual egalitarianism. Extreme means high level of. And then they say, they use the word political and sexual, and answer is egalitarianism. Egalitarianism is like show off. Egalitarianism is like equality. Equality means all are equal. They use the word sexual. Sexual means male and female, they are equal. Then they use the word political. Politically, all are equal. So, correct answer is egalitarianism. Be careful with the spelling, it's a long word. High level of. And by the way, what is the word for this political and sexual? All areas of life. Well done. That is the synonym of that. Got it? Now we found 31, so we read on. Next, I'm reading these societies. Question number 32. These societies also employ strategies to prevent differences in dash occurring. Differences in something occurring. So we come back, same paragraph. Third last line. Title page, last paragraph, third last line. Nauft has observed that individuals in such groups don't accumulate property or possessions and have an ethical obligation to share everything. They also have methods of preserving egalitarianism by ensuring that disparities of status don't arise. Disparities of status don't arise means prevent differences in status. And what is the word for don't arise? Prevent and occurring. Don't arise. For arise the word is occurring. For don't word is prevent. And answer is status. Okay, next question number 33. They say, for example, the Kung follow a custom whereby the credit for one person's success at dash is given to another member of the group. So credit for one person's success at. Success at means success in which field? So can you see the word Kung? Kung Fu Panda? Just like that. So credit for success in something. I'm reading second page, first paragraph, first line. The Kung people of southern Africa, for example, swap arrows before going hunting, and when an animal is killed, the acclaim does not go for person who fired the arrow, but to the person the arrow belongs to. So what's the answer? Hunting. Have you understood what they used to do? Like, arrows. Hunters, they had their specific arrows. What did they do? They exchanged arrows. Now, for example, you hunted the animal, for example, but arrow was mine, so they would give me all the credit. I'll be very happy. I hunted a lion, but lion was hunted by you. But because arrow was mine, so like this, they had equality. So, correct answer is hunting. Person's success at hunting. They said they swap arrows before going hunting, and when an animal is killed, now animal is killed is success in hunting. The acclaim does not go to the person who fired the arrow, but to the other one. Next, individuals who behave in a dash manner are punished. Now, what manner? Arrogant manner or anything like that. Individuals who behave in a dash manner are punished by being excluded from the group. So, same paragraph. And if a person, third line, second page, first paragraph, third line after full stop. And if a person becomes too domineering, the other members of the group ostracize them. Ostracize means punish, chastise, ostracize, punish, reprimand, and all that. So if a person becomes too domineering, the other members of the group ostracize them. What is the answer? Good. Individuals who behave in a domineering manner, if a person becomes and then behave in a domineering manner, are punished by being excluded from the group. And women have considerable amount of dash in choices regarding work and marriage. Considerable amount of. Same paragraph. I'm reading it from fourth last line after full stop. Woman. No, it's women. Women in hunter-gatherers. Found it? Okay, women in hunter-gatherer groups worldwide often benefit from a high level of autonomy. High level of. And what is the word for that? Considerable amount of. And you will see in IELTS listening also. Autonomy. And autonomy means free will. Their own will. Okay, in choices regarding work and marriage. So correct answer is autonomy. All good? Yeah, and we found all these answers in just 2 paragraphs. Now, what to do? Yes, no, not given. Yeah, good idea. By the way, common mistake in yes, no, not given. For yes, no, students write true, false. For yes, no, students write Y, N, and G. Wrong. You need to write full words, okay? If it is true, false, write true, false. If it is yes, no, write yes, no. If you change, like for true, false, you write yes, no. For yes, no, you write true, false. Your answers will be wrong. Be careful with that. Question number 36. Some anthropologists are mistaken. Underline mistaken. Mistaken means they are wrong. Some anthropologists are mistaken about the point when the number of societies such as Kung began to decline. So underline when. When means the time the number of societies such as Kung began to decline. Now if anthropologists are wrong when the societies began to decline, answer is yes. If they are right, answer is no. And if they don't tell us right or wrong, then it is not given. Kung. Exactly. Second page, second paragraph, and there they talk about Kung once again. Many anthropologists, that was our clue word by the way. Anthropologists believe that societies such as the Kung were normal until a few thousand years ago, when population growth led to development of agriculture and a settled lifestyle. Have they mentioned that they were right or wrong? Many anthropologists believe that. Now the belief is mentioned. Now the belief was right or belief was wrong. Have they mentioned anything about that? No. So what should be the answer? Not given. Well done. Many anthropologists believe. But over here they said some anthropologists are mistaken. They didn't mention. They only talked about many believed. Now that belief was right or wrong, or some were mistaken, there is no mention, it's not given. Question number 37. Humans who developed warlike traits, warlike like war, okay, warlike traits in prehistory would have had an advantage over those who did not. So the people who develop warlike traits, how to use arrows, how to kill animals, people and all that, human who developed warlike traits in prehistory would have had an advantage over those who did not. Exactly. It's the same second paragraph. We read on. Second paragraph, third line. Second page, second paragraph, third line. In view of the above, there seems little reason to assume that traits such as racism, that's not related to our answer. Warfare. What is warfare? Exactly. Warfare is warlike traits. Now we read on. And male domination should have been selected by evolution, as they would have been of little benefit in the prehistoric era. Little benefit. Now what's the question? Humans who develop warlike traits in prehistory would have had an advantage. Over there they say little benefit. So what's the answer? Answer is no. Who said false? It's yes, no, okay? So correct answer is no. Question number 38. Being peaceful and cooperative is a natural way for people to behave. Now, if it is natural, answer is yes. If it is supernatural or unnatural, no, otherwise not given. So, third last paragraph. It makes more sense, found it, then to see traits such as cooperation, egalitarianism, altruism. Altruism is selflessness. Selfless. When you are selfless. One is selfish, one is selfless. Altruism. And peacefulness as innate characteristics. What do you mean by innate? Innate means natural. Inborn, exactly. Innate, natural, inborn characteristics. What's the question? Being peaceful and cooperative is a natural way. For natural way, they use the word innate characteristics. So the answer is yes. Question number 39. Negative traits are more apparent in some modern cultures than in others. Now, negative traits more apparent in some modern cultures than others. Let's come back. Second last paragraph. But if prehistoric life wasn't really as brutal as has often been assumed, why do modern humans behave so selfishly and ruthlessly? Perhaps these negative traits should be seen as a later development, the result of environmental and psychological factors. What is the question? Negative traits are more apparent in some modern cultures than others. Have they given any comparison? No. So what should be the answer? Not given. Well done. Usually, not always, such type of questions are not given. Such type of questions, but not all the time. We did one question which is true like this. Question number 40. Animal research has failed to reveal a link between changes in the environment and the emergence of aggressive tendencies. So animal research failed. If the research failed, answer is yes. If the result succeeded, answer is no. Otherwise, not given. So, second last paragraph, second last line. Research has shown. Now tell me, research has failed? No, they say research has shown repeatedly. What is it that it has shown? That when the natural habitats of primates such as apes and gorillas are disrupted, they tend to become more violent and hierarchical. So research has shown. Shown means successful. What's the question? Animal research has failed. So what is the answer? No. Well done. That's good. All right. Now we have multiple choice questions 27 to 40. Question number 27, what is the writer doing in the first paragraph? Whenever they ask you such type of question, what is writer doing in the first paragraph? It means what is it that writer is trying to explain? Okay, so you will just see, usually you find the answer in first couple of lines, otherwise last lines, but this paragraph is very short. So you can skim read it all, right? What is the writer doing in first paragraph? Please come to first paragraph. There has long been a general assumption, writer is telling us about a general assumption. Something that we assume that human beings are essentially selfish. So there is a general assumption that human beings are selfish. We are apparently ruthless with strong impulses to compete against each other for resources and to accumulate power and possession. If we are kind to one another, it's usually because we have ulterior motives and all that. So he is giving us a general assumption about human being. Now, please come back. Option A, setting. Now, you need to tell me wrong answers. Wrong answers will be out. Option A, setting out two opposing views about human nature. No. Option B, justifying his opinion about our tendency to be greedy. No. Option C, describing a commonly held belief about people's behavior. Commonly held belief is general assumption. Correct answer is C. And option D, explaining why he thinks that humans act in a selfish manner. He's not explaining why he thinks it's like that. Question number 28. What point is made about Richard Dawkins' book, The Selfish? Yeah, it's a book. All right. So Selfish Gene is a book. We should try to read it, huh? It's a good idea. So, what point is made about Richard Dawkins' book, The Selfish Gene? Second paragraph. And the question is, what point is made? So, let's come to second paragraph. The bleak view of human nature is closely associated with the science writer Richard Dawkins, whose 1976 book, Selfish Gene, became popular because it fitted so well and helped to justify the competitive and individualistic ethos that was so prevalent in late 20th century societies. Focus this. It fitted so well. I mean, the ideas given in the book, it fitted so well and helped to justify the competitive and individualistic ethos that was so prevalent in late 20th century societies. So, what point is made about Richard Dawkins' book? Option A, its appeal lay in the radical nature of its ideas. No. Option B, its success was due to the scientific support it offered. No. Option C, it presented a view that was in line with the attitudes of its time. Yes, come back. They say here it fitted so well. It fitted so well, for that they use the word it. Alright. It presented a view that was in line. In line means fitted so well. And helped to justify competitive and individualistic ethos that was so prevalent in 20th century societies. For that they used, it presented a view that was in line with the attitude of its time. Its time means 20th century societies. Correct answer is option C. Option D, it took an innovative approach to the analysis of human psychology. Question number 29. What does the writer suggest about the prehistoric era in the fourth paragraph? So, suggest, prehistoric era, and fourth paragraph. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can you see the word prehistoric era? Okay, we are going to see writer's suggestion. What does he suggest? Prehistoric era. So, first he discusses 15,000 years ago, 29,000. Please come to third last line. Second last paragraph, title page, third last line. With such small population densities, it seems unlikely that prehistoric hunter-gatherer groups had to compete against each other for resources, or had any need to develop ruthlessness and competitiveness, or to go to war. He says they didn't have to do it. They were just few people, unlimited resources. So with such small population densities, it seems unlikely that prehistoric hunter-gatherer groups, they fought with one another. Now come to questions. What does the writer suggest about prehistoric era? Option A, societies were more complex than many people believe. Not at all. Option B, supplies of natural resources were probably relatively plentiful. Yes. Option C, most estimates about population sizes are likely to be inaccurate. They did not mention accurate population size. Option D, humans moved across continents more than was previously thought. Not at all. Supplies of natural resources were probably relatively plentiful. And for that they said, with such small population densities, it seems unlikely that prehistoric hunter-gatherer groups had to compete. So there was no competition. Question number 30. Writer refers to Bruce Nauft's work as support for the idea that. Now we go back. Bruce Nauft is there in the last paragraph. Title page, last paragraph. We've read it already. I'm reading it from second line after full stop. As the anthropologist Bruce Nauft has remarked, hunter-gatherers are characterized by extreme political and sexual egalitarianism. Nauft has observed that individuals in such groups don't accumulate property or possessions and have an ethic obligation to share everything. So, the writer refers to Bruce Nauft's work as support for the idea. Option A. Selfishness is a relatively recent development in human societies. He says at that time people were not selfish, equality and all that. Option B. Only people in isolated communities can live in an unselfish manner? No. Option C. Very few lifestyles have survived unchanged since prehistoric times? Not at all. Option D. Hunter-gatherer cultures worldwide are declining in number? They didn't mention that. Correct answer is selfishness A. Selfishness is a relatively recent development in human society. And for that he says, Nauft has observed that individuals in such groups don't accumulate property, means at that time they didn't have all these things. Okay? Correct answer is A.